On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, one of our previous performers is going to take an encore. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel. Click on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry. In this case, I'm trying to remember how...
I probably should have looked it up because I think there was a store online on Reverb that gave us a little bit of a discount to get this in. Because in 2019, April of 2019, bought it on Reverb for $220. You said they're going brand new now. $380, but there's no inflation. Was I allowed to say that? Seems like inflation.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the TW-61 from Tagima. Used. You saw them used for what?
240, 250.
240, 250. So good. They're relatively inexpensive guitars. And when we first started this channel, we got this one in. We did a video on it. The video was called Will It P&W? We had a friend come over that played that kind of style. I can't tell you much more about the video because I can't go back and watch it because it was one of the
It's too painful. Other than Esty is a great player and he was great to come over, but outside of that.
It's been used in a couple other videos. I think we did an unboxing video and we did a video where we compared this to like a Fender Jazzmaster, like a Squier Jazzmaster, I think. And so it's been, and then it's been, well, stop there. In those videos, I think it's been watched about 60,000 times. And then if you look, we have used it in several other videos over the years. Like, I can't tell you which ones or why, but it has come down off the wall in many videos, pedal demos and stuff like that. I've played it live several times throughout the years, whatever. So today got it out, cut the strings off of it, put a little bit of oil on the fretboard. I did have to like round off a few fret ends to make it nice and smooth and put new strings on it. And that's all we've done to it since we've had it pretty much. Was there a video where Chris looked at it and maybe came over and talked about it after he looked at it in his shop?
I can't remember that. He did that with a Firefly. I'm not sure exactly.
He did it with a Firefly, did it with a Harley Benton. He might have done it with this. So, but nothing major, right? Plugged it in tonight and found out that the Veritone isn't doing anything.
Right.
Which is weird because it has in the past kind of crackled a little bit when you moved it, but tonight it doesn't crackle.
Nope.
And it doesn't Veritone. So made our job much easier because we could focus on the 3 pickup positions with the P90s. This just sounds like it's bypassed now, which, in all honesty, I don't know about you, but I think I kind of played it where it sounded most like it would be bypassed whenever it worked.
I probably played it to where it would feel like the most thick.
Right. So
bypass,
as you rolled it back, it just kind of thinned the guitar out.
Yeah.
So volume knob, tone knob, tremolo bar. Trim is up off the body a little bit. It's not locked down. And that's the Tagima. So tonight what we wanted to do is just kind of pull it off the wall and kind of run it through what has become
our current format for introducing a guitar.
Back when we did this, we didn't get a lot of guitars in because
we were self-funded. I didn't have a relationship with anyone.
Right. So now we get more guitars and we kind of have like a format that we use when we get a new guitar. And so we were like, let's pull this off the shelf and run it through that format. And that format would start
with clean tones. And I used it first and went from bridge to middle to neck. As per usual, I do maybe a little bit of picking and then I rake through those same chords as I pass through. I did have a little sweetener on there as usual, and it went through the Tyler, and here's what the pickups sound like.
All right, for my first pass, I'm doing the clean tones too. Turned off the DLS Echo Tour sweetener for this and walked through the three pickups.
So you may ask yourself, what does it sound like if you use some drive? So I used the Keeley 4-in-1 Blues Disorder, and I used it in one of the hybrid settings. I had it in the OC tone and the BB drive, and played through some chords and went again bridge to neck.
For my drive sounds, I'm always looking for something that's a little bit different than what Pat had. And lately, I've been grabbing the LPD Fifty5, which is a tweed style pedal. Kind of diverged from where I normally go with that pedal and push the voice knob down. I think it just not as ugly, maybe. Right?
Right.
Which sounds like a bad thing to say, but the thing that's beautiful about this pedal is the ugliness that they can engender in your amp.
Ugly like an English Bulldog.
Yeah.
English Bulldogs are ugly, but they're cute.
Right. I mean, it's a great, it's the tweed sound, which is supposed to sound like your amp is imploding over itself. But I tamed it down a little bit. So here you go. Whenever we do a guitar, we try to either pull some pedals off the shelf from previous series or pedals that just are on the shelf that we think need a little love. In this case, I went to the Vibe series, but pulled a pedal that hasn't been on the channel yet. It's the Real Vibe 2 from RFO Electronics. We've featured his Real Vibe 1. You can check that out. We featured his Waterfall. It's another Vibe and a bunch of his MPC modules. Mm-hmm. But Jeffrey's a great guy. Just sent us this smaller enclosure than the number one. And I just couldn't wait to play it. So here's the Tagima with the RFO Real Vibe 2.
All right, for my next clip, I wanted to see what it would sound like with Fuzz. I think I had it in the bridge pickup. So I grabbed the JHS Legends of Fuzz, the Smiley, which we have a few of these in. And I also then used it with the Halo Core, and I had it in the Halo setting and just played a bunch of single note riffy stuff. Riffy. Another thing I like to do is play a jam, and because I was pretty happy with the way the Smiley and the Halo played together, I took it off of the Halo setting, so it wasn't quite as spacey, but I used the exact same settings on the Smiley and played the star of the show through the Tyler. And what did you...
In the Hot Rod Deluxe, straight into the Hot Rod Deluxe, Paul Reed Smith SE DGT, neck pickup split. This is a Porter pickup. And man, it's fantastic.
All right, coming out of the jam, I wanted to try a modulation pedal, and we shot a video on the Walrus Audio Lillian. It's a phaser, but it also has vibrato in it, and I had it a mixture of phase and vibrato, and I believe I was playing the middle selection on the star of the show.
My next pedal pick is not part of a series, but is from one of our favorite manufacturers who's no longer building. This is a TL Pedals Honker Overdrive, all the way from Canada. So I'm a big fan of Canada and everything that relates to it. This is kind of like a tube screamer.
It is, yeah.
With some TL Pedals love on it. So, and I'm not typically a tube screamer guy, but the last week I've been playing around with them a little bit. So here you go.
right, so my last pass with the star of the show, when I was sitting over at the chair by the computer, I looked and I remembered we had a couple NuX reissue series drive pedals. So I grabbed the 65 Overdrive. And so it's a lot less decorated. I didn't have the halo. I just had the Echo Tour on it. Bang through some pretty straightforward rock and roll chords so you can hear what that sounds like.
One of the series we've really been working on is our To Turn a Phase series. I only think there's maybe 1 or 2 videos out in that, but there's a handful of them recorded. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at the right moment to start releasing those, I guess. But anyway, one of the ones that's recorded is the EHX Smallstone. I am very taken with this pedal right now to the point where I don't even want to send it back to zZounds. But they're so... Price point on these is what, like $80, $90?
I think it's like $89, yeah.
Yeah, so the price point's great. There might end up being one on the shelf soon. Oh yeah, the guitar. Here you go. Last thing we have for you is a jam. My turn to take the star of the show, so to speak, on a spin. I paired it with, this is a direct drive, but this is no simple direct drive. This is a B custom in an old direct drive box, because I was talking to Dave one day, David Barber, and I said, name drop, we need a horn.
Yeah, right.
I said, man, I really, could you fit a version 1 in a small box? And I guess he accepted the challenge. Although in true Dave fashion, there's a 3-way toggle here and a 1-way toggle here. So I'm not really sure how it's a version 1, but it is. It's a version 1 in a small box. Very cool. And then we have from Dave Sestito, it's the 2 Daves, the DLS Echo Tour. I had that on as well, which has been on almost every clip tonight, except for maybe my clean tone. And you back that up.
I grabbed the Heritage 535 that we still have on loan from zZounds, and I just played it through the hot rod. I did have the other Echo Tour plugged in as well.
That's all the clips we have for you tonight on the Tagima TW-61. Now it's time for final thoughts.
Yeah. Take a bow. There we go. After 6 years, it's Encore. You know, it's kind of like we kind of went down the path, and Jason said at the beginning, like, well, you know, we should revisit some things, and why not be a little bit strategic and revisit things that were viewed a lot, just to be totally transparent. But this guitar has come out, like you said, on a number of other videos. And right now, I looked back earlier, it is the only one we have with P90s. That's ours. Right?
Double P90, because the Harley Benton has.
Harley Benton is a single P90. So
we have single P90 guitars. We don't have any
right.
double.
So
I'm thinking about it.
All right. I sorry. I put you on the spot. It played really well. Even for its current price point, it's still a good budget guitar, if you will. But other than the Variac switch, or the baritone switch, which we didn't probably use very often, it's held up well. It has been in the auxiliary hanging area, so it doesn't. It's out of sight, out of mind sometimes. So to pull it back out and play it, I thought it was great. Like it felt good. All three pickups, I used them in all different times of the video with different pedals. It was easy. It's got that really nice, had some bite to it with the drive, but it has this really hollow, airy sound to it, which I think that's why our original question was, can it P&W? Because, you know, a lot of Filtertron type pickups and different things in praise and worship. So I think it is held up to the test of time, other than the one component that didn't break from overuse.
No, it doesn't.
So I'm glad we got it back out. We're talking about revisiting some other things, so kind of stay tuned for that. But it's the Encore.
So, I mean, I think the bottom line for me is we bought this 6 years ago, paid $220 for it. So when the channel was first starting, Pat said self-funded. I would say in many ways still self-funded, except, you know, with the relationship we have for zZounds,
right,
we can get a lot of stuff in that we send back to them. And then there are pedal manufacturers and other manufacturers that we talk to and borrow stuff where they send us, you know, some stuff too. Boy, we're it's not the best. Like if you're sitting over there thinking, I should start a YouTube channel so I can get some free gear. Probably you get a part-time job at like Rudders or Sheets, and you probably would get more gear, but
right.
Or for less work. Right. It's not. It takes a lot of hours, but anyway, the initial intention was to flip it.
Right.
$220. We probably got it $20 cheaper than what it was going for at the time. That lets us get it in and maybe flip it on Facebook Marketplace and not lose very much of anything.
Right.
And that was the intention. Here we are 6 years later. It's still here. I think the reason it's still here is because, like Pat said, we don't have really too many. I guess the Revolt is an offset, but
it's got 3 mini humbuckers. It's
right.
Yeah, it's a combination we don't have.
Right. It's an offset, 2 P90s. That's something we don't have sitting around.
For two guys that say no matter what you hear, you'd ever have too much gear, we're trying to justify why we kept that guitar.
Right. Well, I think the reason we kept it is, well, two. One, it meets a need that we don't have, but it plays really good.
It does.
I did get a little file out today and just round off those fret ends a little bit because it was on the nylon test. It wasn't passing. It wasn't as bad as some guitars that have come in brand new that are, you know, it just was a little rough. And I thought, well, I have it out, I have the strings off, I'm going to clean it up. So
I'm just smiling about the nylon test. Does Mrs. Beard go in her drawer and goes, really? Seriously? I have none that don't have runs in them now.
She works at home. Nylons. I was going to say,
yeah,
I'd have to do it with pajama bottoms.
Sweatpants.
So, yeah. That's funny. No, I'm digging it. Like, it's so cool. I don't, you say, like you said, I think we're both at a place where some gear has to go.
Yeah.
You know, like, and.
Or at least have the conversation of, does it fit a need that we don't currently have filled?
Yeah.
Which is kind of hard to say. But
maybe at some point it will go, but if it ever goes, I'm not selling it. It's going as
inspire some young player or a friend or
A giveaway.
celebrity auction. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean something.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
pass it
something.
on. Like you could give some young player a really great quality starter guitar.
So, yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. I'm thinking like, did we do what we need to do? We're gonna revisit this guitar. At the end of the day, do we tell them whether, I don't know, you watch the clips, listen to the sound things. I'm telling you, it was easy to play. It plays great, and go from there. If you want to, I don't know if we got more into the details what the neck shape was or anything on the first video.
Right, because we won't watch it.
Yeah, we're not going to go rewatch it. You'll have to sit.
They're still being made. You can find the specs online.
Yeah. So anyway, enough said. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for revisiting the Encore for the TW-61 from Tagima. We would love to check out some more Tagima stuff, especially some of the Brazilian made.
Yeah.
But we've never been able to touch base with Tagima themselves. So with that, thanks for clicking subscribe. If you did, hit the notification bell, clicking on the link down below. Those things help us interact with cool people in the industry. Hopefully someday, maybe. And with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.
Thank you.